Um, Looks like the internet's actually pretty good today. It was still pretty bad yesterday, and then it was like unusable bad. Near the end of the night. And it looks like they were doing a maintenance, so I'm guessing that was fixing whatever the storm broke. So internet's doing better today. I did do a little bit off stream, mostly some group quests, including Overlord, right? I remember some of y'all were asking about that one. So I have the trinket, and it's good. It's set up right now, right here. And it's pretty cool. Trying to find the way down here. So you can use this like every minute or two. It's a bit crafting too. I'm trying to find the tailor. I thought it was down here. Because I can make this now. Also, I need to grab my stuff out of the bank. But, you need to use a loom. It's over here, I think. And the reason I want to do it in particular is I can get bigger bags. Because I have plainer essence, and I think I bought a bunch of these spider silks, and I can make the bolt because I have a whole bunch of arcane dust.
Anubelore Delana.
Technically, I also did do an old quest. I was working on Fragment of the Past off stream. That's why I have these crystals hanging out right here. Oh, and this was actually really cool. There's a pylon manual on how to use them. And they give you like whole diagrams. I just thought that's really cool. I didn't have to do that. I did it. Okay, now where is the loom? That is the question. Is this it right here? I think this is it. Okay, how many do I need? 4 to make 8. Okay. Let's get that going. I technically have a new hat too. It looks the same, so I don't have it on because I prefer like having my ponytail and stuff, but it's like an explorer hat. And I can pull the drink out of it once an hour, apparently. It says it's an alcoholic beverage, but it doesn't seem to get me intoxicated. Okay, this looks like this is all I can make with another weave I have. But I heard that I was getting some more. So let me check my mailbox. Interesting. I've been constantly going around the bank, but I guess the bank is two-story. Interesting. I've been going around. Turns out there's a hole here. Okay. I came for the mailboxes though. Here they are. Yeah, here we go. How many more I can make? I can only make 2 more, it looks like. I will take a hot second to grind through most of these. So I guess smoke them if you gum. Oh, I also learned that I'm sure everyone else knows this, but there's 3 different tailoring specializations that you can get when you're at max level. What the hell? Interesting. From my understanding, you can actually make stuff from all specializations except for like 3 specific set items, or unique items rather. Because I found the 20 slot bag is from Mooncloth, but I wanted to go Shadow Weave for actual shadow bonuses. And I thought I'd be blocked out of getting the bag, but it just turns out that I get better, like double the cloth or whatever for my specialization, and I just can't make those 3 specific items. So I think Mooncloth was healer based, Spellfire was like arcane and fire, or a cold rather, no, fire. Because Shadow Weave was cold and frost. Okay, how many of these did I need again? 8. I was reading on where else the looms are. I think there's another loom in the Blood Elf capital. But that's it. In the later expansions, they removed the requirement, but anyone who needs a loom is coming here. Oh shit, I need a couple more silk. Okay. I'll just go buy those. I don't think I need the loom to make this, just the bolts.
Anything you like? like?
I guess you can't sell these. Interesting. I don't care about auction costs. I'm gonna trash these.
Peace.
Oh, hey, Grandpa. How was it? Uh, I did alchemy at some point on characters, but that was like Wrath and Cataclysm, so I don't know how it is in Classic or like original. Just remembered. Ha. No auctions here. Interesting, it's a forge, that's cool. So I guess we'll swing in the Starwind really quick, and then I'll just hearth back. Also, swinging back to Stormwind gives me a good chance to get a soul bag. At least a recipe. So I think there's no more I can just get. They'll have to be dropped from like a dungeon or a raid. Oh Jesus, that's crazy. I'm like, I feel like the undead would have something like that in the Undercity. There's like a section where they have like a whole alchemist thing going on, where they're like working on abominations and stuff. I feel like it would make sense to be there. That is absolutely crazy, though. I wonder why. I get trying to make the crafting more difficult so it's more valuable. But that's like another level. Okay. I'll make this one extra bag. I can toss that into the bank. Jeez, I guess I'm repeating myself.
No
That
one's
just
ever
sounds
stolen
like
anything out of here. Not in the whole history of the whole history.
like after call. It sounds like a bad idea. It's crazy. Oh, I totally need this. And that. I'm remembering the one MMO I did alchemy like really hardcore was Warhammer Online. My reasoning will probably be funny once you hear it. So I played an orc. I was playing a black orc. But like the tank class. And orcs are fungus in Warhammer lore. So it made sense that I would cultivate other funguses and stuff. Just a little silly, I guess, but...
Best deals in all of Stormwind, my friend. Won't find any better. Now, what can I help you with? Light bless you.
Okay, let's just go back to the... Outland. Also... Random tangent here. So, I'm sure some of y'all remember I was having driver issues. And with that, I completely reinstalled my graphics card drivers and all that.
Do not waste my time.
And I noticed afterwards that my screen was darker. Even though, I shouldn't change my hardware settings. But then I remembered, I did do a calibration in Windows for the display. So I redid that, and now it looks way better again. I wouldn't have changed the stream, just on my end. But that solves that question. Why everything felt a little dark. Okay, what quest do we have here? Actually, we have some stuff to turn in over here too. Let's get going though. I think the way down's over here. Just missed it. Bummer. At least it's pretty quick, unlike the boats. Also, Foodcraft Punk, I just got, the mention of Black Lotus just reminded me of Night of the Gathering as well, and how rare they are there. The card is there. Forgetting most of the water is really shallow, and I can just walk through it without getting dismounted. True, because I think I've seen a couple where they have gloves on and everything, when they're opening them, which makes sense. Like, as someone who's a nerd herself, I get it. I don't know if I would go to that effort, because I guess if I had the Packer deck, I would go to the effort. But I'm not going through the effort to find it normally. It's like, look, I just want to play cards. I'm not here to gamble. Explicitly. I'll gamble on my odds. Not the amount of money. Right, I remember at a certain point I was making shocklands. And of course I could just print something out or whatever, but I went to the effort of drawing my own shocklands on a little like note card. I remember what I did. I had like a piece of paper that like I glued on or whatever. To just like an old card. Put that in the sleeve. But that's get me wondering, like what kind of decks you maybe played, or like archetypes rather,
I can't cast that yet.
or just general things you liked about Magic.
I don't have a target.
Cause I have the archetypes I played, and then I have a couple of like sets I loved. I bought a whole bunch of boxes of those so I can draft those or make a cube at some point.
Welcome, diverse.
Out of range.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm not amazing, but I put an effort. I definitely took quite a while. I'd say, like, I maybe took an hour per card. Maybe like 30-45 minutes at best. But it was fun. I don't know if I do a whole deck. But I did, I don't know, like 8. Maybe 9. Cause I mean, Shocklands were like, this is, I don't know, like 2020 or something like that. Whenever Shocklands were in the newest set. Or at least the overarching set. Anyways, they were like 20-25 bucks a pop. And I was just like, no. It's because I was making a tricolor deck, and so the Shocklands really helped fill those mana gaps early game if I needed it. But I'm not spending that much money. I'm wondering if other people are doing this quest. I mean, probably, but... 'cause I can't find any of these bugs. I guess if y'all want to see at one point, I can go find those cards I drew and throw them up on stream. I see. Was that like a modern deck? For like modern... I can't remember the name all of a sudden. Like the type of rule set. So you have like modern, pioneer, standard obviously. Commander. And that's also, I guess, to your point, like, if you're playing competitions, like, you have to use real cards usually. But if I was playing with my friends, or just whatever, I guess, like, coworkers and stuff, LGS, I would definitely just use proxies for a deck like that. Because there are some really fun archetypes and decks that are just completely gated by expensive cards. Oh, so maybe it's Commander. Got it. If I remember, competitive Commander can get really expensive. Which I guess makes sense, because it has more cards in the deck. Even if you're not getting multiples of the same card. You're probably getting a lot of rare, expensive cards anyways. I feel like I'm getting trolled here or something though. I cannot find a single bug. What is this? Is this the end of the world? I think it's the end of the world. Let's not go that way. Oh! I totally forgot. I was like, how come this quest isn't getting activated? But I remember. I was supposed to talk to someone and they're gonna turn me into a bird. I think it was over here. If not, it was over here.
It's too far away. That's still rechargeable.
Interesting. I figured you'd have to be more interactive than that, but I guess not.
Pathetic to fight your own battles.
You know what? We were in Stormwind, and I totally forgot. Even though I said I was gonna do it, I totally forgot to look for another soul bag. God bless.
That spell isn't ready yet.
I'll remember one of these days. That was Ethan at the auction house.
It's too far away.
Okay, now we're cooking. I wonder if there are actually any up here, or if that's like a questy issue. Like a misreport or something. The mob I'm looking for is this bug. That reminds me. I'm gonna change the latency on the stream, so I have less delay between chatting. You can't change it after you start. We'll have to put a note for next time. But according to Questy, it says they're up here. But I totally didn't see any.
Need to get closer.
Yeah, I think I did see one over here. But it was saying there's some way in the back. Which did not seem accurate. Yeah, it is a bug. That was horrible. I couldn't help myself.
Out of range.
This special effect is definitely trippy. And there it goes.
It's too far away.
Pathetic to fight your own battles.
Seems like I'll have to double back. Because there's no more in the water. Although they're over here, so I'll go this way. I could head this way actually. We'll do this. Because there's other stuff over here. Just had a weird clash of references. The visuals here reminds me of Act 3 of Diablo 2. Cause the marsh with all the bugs and stuff. And then the music reminds me of Act 2, in the desert. Cause of like the drums, and the ambience and stuff like that. Interesting clash up. Or mashup.
I need to get closer.
I also think I can turn these in here to get free stuff. I have a bunch of them. Interesting. I see, I mean, honestly, as much as I love Diablo 2, I would argue that it is still an old game with all that entails, right? So I'd recommend people to still, like, give it a try. But with that expectation. And if you're not into older games or, like, that playstyle of games, I understand if people don't want to play it. Because there's definitely a lot of things that could be improved upon if it was a more modern game. For Diablo 3, I don't know. Real Craftpunk, I have a question for you. Were you around? Did you play the game and or were you around when Diablo 3 launched? I am curious. Because contextually, I was a wee lass whenever StarCraft, like Brood War, Warcraft 3, Diablo 2, when those were out. And I always looked forward to, like, a StarCraft 2 and Diablo 3 and stuff like that. And it almost looked like we'd never get them, because they were focused so much on WoW. But then we did. And oh, buddy, what a relief those were. So much hype. I see, so I'm honestly, you had the better experience. There was something to be said about how difficult the game was originally, but it was like almost too punishingly difficult on the higher levels in particular. Plus they redid a whole bunch of the game, but yeah, when it first came out, it was met with reception, to put it one way. But they actually took it to heart to some extent, for the most part. The game got way better. The story, unfortunately, I honestly think the story's absolute. The story's not good. Both from a, like, faithful perspective of Diablo lore, and then from a story writing perspective. Especially with how the villains were written. Like, I can't get over how Asmodean just constantly blips in to, like, interrupt you and be like, I'm going to get you. And it's just like, dude, whatever. Like, the first time it's made me like, whoa. But then it's just like, whatever, dude, shut up. That aside, the gameplay was really fun. Once they, like, rebalanced and, made changes, right? I definitely got to endgame to do all the never-ending levels that you get at the end. I forget what they're called. There's totally a thing you can do that are at the end where just scales and scales and scales. I think my original character I played the most was the sorceress. And then whenever the Necromancer came out, I played that one a lot too. Surprise! I played the Necromancer. I guess to that extent, I played the Witch Doctor too, but the Necromancer was way more fun. For me, anyways. Looks like someone else has been killing the bugs here, but they're gonna respawn soon. Just saw the corpse despawn, so it should come back soon. In the meantime, I can start doing these people.
It's too far away.
Doing these people as in killing them. I think back in the day there was a cap. But I want to say at a certain point they just made it so they scale infinite. Maybe not though. Maybe I'm misremembering. And or mixing it up with another game. The Crusader was fun. I don't know, I guess I love the concept of the Crusader, but I just enjoyed the spellcasters more. Like, don't get me wrong, I love a good, like, fighter class, or a good rogue. That's true! I got really high level with the Demon Hunter, I just remembered. The reason is, I remember I was grinding for a specific set, because of a certain build I had. And it took forever. And so I remember it because of that. funny. Oh, but Thorns! Thorns is always fun. I remember they even updated it for Diablo 2. In the past, with Diablo 2, if you didn't get hurt, if I remember correctly, Thorns didn't work. So if you dodged or blocked, you didn't reflect damage. But they changed it to Thorns applying before any like defensive measure. So like as long as they quote unquote hit, like successfully, it would reflect damage even if you absorbed, blocked, or like dodged it. Which is cool. Just makes it more viable, right? This guy thinks he can hide. Nope. Runecloth, huh? I haven't seen Runecloth in a long time. This reminds me, I can use this. They're killing the same things I am. We could totally group for the last two, but fine. I'm guessing you played Reaper of Souls. The expansion. If you came later. I guess it's not guaranteed, but kind of assumed. I mean, it's whatever. People can play solo and stuff like that, but it is a group game. Just saying. Right, me too. I remember
You
enjoying
must help me get out of
Reaper of
here.
Souls.
I was gathering herbs nearby when a handful of these little savages abducted me. I tried to fight them off, but there were too many of them. Help me return to the Cenarian refuge. And
Okay,
away
I guess
from
we're
these
doing an
cruel
escort
wretches
quest here.
and their vile magic.
Walk with me, Earth.
I guess on the topic of Diablers, have you played Path of Exile? forget if Path of Exile came out before or after Diablo 3. Now that I think about it, can't remember. I know PoE 2 is like out or coming out soon. I haven't played that, but I did play a lot of PoE as well. I enjoyed it more than Diablo 3 overall. But I think I would argue Diablo 3 was a better gameplay package. Like by itself, versus like all of the more complex nature of Path of Exile. I was about to take a minute to kill this, but I remember if you get too far, it fails the escort, so okay, we're good then.
Out of range.
I guess, damn, I'm on my brain's on a roll here. On the topic of, like, the ARPGs. Have you ever played Sacred or Sacred 2? To be honest, I guess I don't expect anyone to know those. Those are pretty old and niche. It's fair. It's nice to have games that, for me, to play by myself. Because I can play them at my own pace. And just like do things I specifically want to be. I'm selfish in that sense, I guess. But if I'm playing like a multiplayer game, I definitely enjoy playing with, you know, other people.
It's too far away.
Because it's like the whole point. I guess not all the time, but most of the time it is. Oh, birds. Glad to see you. I see, yeah, I mean, the only reason why I guess I partially bring it up, one, we're talking about ARPGs, but they did do, like, a re-release recently, I think. I forget if it was a remaster, or just, like, a re-release. Hold up. Can't tell if this is a better graphics. I guess maybe, but I haven't played it, but I've considered it. It's got something kind of funny in the sense that, like, your classes are like some of your generic, your normal fantasy classes. You have like your warrior, like barbarian, Like your general pastor, like a rogue, ranger, stuff like that. And then you have angel with giant gun. It's really interesting. It's a choice, that's for sure. Let me see if I can. On the mention of that, let me get a picture. Interesting. I wonder if there are no pictures that I can find easily. So you got stuff like this. That's how it looks. But I won't take up too much of your time on that. We'll get back to WoW. Maybe someday I'll play it. I doubt I would ever complete it, but I could still play it. I'm trying to remember what I did back in the day, honestly. I think I tried to do like the one I did the longest. I had two. I had like a necromancer style character. And the other one was like your general like knight fighter, I guess. With like an axe. I can't remember I think I had like a two-handed axe or like an axe shield. Because, you know, I love my axes. I mean, I love my knives, but I also love my axes. Looks like I just need. Oh shit, witch doctors. What are those? I need seers, but I guess witch doctors I have none. I feel like some of these people are coming in and sniping the witch doctors, because I guess they're a low spawn rate. So, birds, you know I'm gonna ask, what movies have you watched recently? I mean, people be doing that. Okay, unfortunately, without knowing that video explicitly, that movie explicitly, I have no idea what that's about. I mean, I could take a stab at it. It's probably about wolves. But what about wolves? I have no idea. Also, is it supposed to be, wolves? Or wolves? Or is that part of the reason for the title? Okay, wait, what? Okay, so was the boy toy the not a hooker? I guess is the term gender neutral? If so, I guess that works. I see classic modern day security problems. God forbid a woman tried to solve a problem. In a video game. Okay, well that's cool at least. I mean, it's probably my kind of comedy considering the jokes I'm making right now. Check this out. What the hell is this? These are like translucent, bioluminescent plants. Oh, it's called a flame cap. Interesting. Okay, I found the witch doctor. First one. Also, any tips? Sorry if it's too loud. I will mute, so. I'm curious then, if there's a reason why I think it's supposed to have a V in it. It's weird. Cause like I feel really confident that it's supposed to be with the V spelling, but I guess I'm confidently wrong.
That still be charging.
This guy. You know what? I'm really considering asking for a layer swap. This is kind of crazy. There are a lot of people here. I see. So, technically, wolves is correct for multiple wolves. But in the sense of the movie, the WoLFS is still technically accurate because it's a play on words. Got it. God bless. Okay, I'm just gonna ask. Okay, I guess that was a bot. Hot damn. Okay, I feel like I'm still in the same layer. Am I missing something? I thought you just need to get invited. Anyone who knows how layer swapping works, please let me know. Okay, I will try one more time. Maybe I need to say layer invite. Uh-oh. I don't want to spam the channel. Hmm. Okay, interesting. I'll try that after this one. Let's give it a hot minute then, I guess. I guess, I don't know, when the corpses disappear, right? Oh yeah, I'm gonna leave it after this. Interesting. Um, I know there's a lot of movies with like wolves in the name. But I didn't know there were that many with just the single word wolves as the name. That's interesting. I have no idea about Craftbug, so probably not. not looking good over here. I guess I could ask again in the channel. See if that gets me a new layer. Hmm. Let's see. Hmm. Okay, I think we're good here, actually. I'll just rejoin whenever I need it. Oh cool, I'm supposed to kill this guy too. This works. Interesting, I just noticed this actually flows into a waterfall. And that looks deeper. And then I was confused a little bit because I haven't seen anything like that in the marsh except for like the lagoon, I think. Well, I lied, in the lake. But it looks different. And it is true. It's a different zone. It goes to the forest. In the forest, the game. But I can see that the layering, Jesus, might be easier in town because, like, there's maybe some logic in if you're around mobs and how it layers. So if you're in town, those are much easier to like share on layers and then change around. That's just a weird thought, I guess, but yeah. Also, I guess I've been listening to Linkin Park recently. And your "it's easier to layer" statement reminded me of "it's easier to run." That song. Also, I just noticed, Birds, how you mentioned one of the movies was 1930. When was film first made? I don't know the exact date. And I'm not saying that that's not an accurate date. That seems kind of wild to me. That's interesting. have to look at the albums again to recognize what my favorite one was explicitly. There's so many good songs from so many albums. Because there's definitely favorites in a lot of albums. But there's definitely like one or two albums that are like, I love all the songs in them. Or like almost all of them. And I can't remember if it was Meteora. Or... Was it Paper Cut? Was that the name of the album too? I forget. Hybrid Theory, right? On the topic of that too, there's this content creator who totally makes remixes of the albums using Mario 64 sound effects. It's definitely worth a listen, unless you just hate it, I guess. They're definitely really interesting, in my opinion. I think, what was it? Something to Midnight or whatever. I think that was like the first album where I only liked like one or two songs on it. Cause that's the one I had Bleed It Out. And I did like Bleed It Out. But I remember not really being into most of the other songs. Yeah, those are just fun to put on every once in a while. There we go, I was close enough. Moments to midnight, minutes to midnight. But thanks for the correction. Trying to remember what the other albums were again off the top of my head. Let me check here. I'll look it up really quick. Just cause I can. I guess Minutes to Midnight was the third album, right? Yeah. Their Live in Texas album was really good, honestly. It's not like a studio album, it's like the live album. And then there was the Reanimation. That one was really cool. Not my favorite, but it's definitely really cool. Let's see. I think overall, Meteora is my favorite album, but it's really hard, because that's more of like going off of an average, right? I definitely like most of the songs really, really well in that one, with a couple of like hard favorites. But their first album, Hybrid Theory, like Paper Cut, I love it so much. Of course, there's Crawling, right? And then in the end, But then like the rest of them, I have some I like, and then they're just kind of like mids. So if I have to average, that's how it goes. Well, I'm curious, what do you think, or I guess, do you know why people think that? Or if not, why do you think people think that? Yes, that is the Songbirds. And in that reference as well, I don't know how many people will have seen this reference crossover, but there was the War of the Spark trailer for Magic the Gathering. They used a cover of In the End. And I think a lot of people, me included, see that as like one of the best trailers that Wizards has ever done, especially with Magic the Gathering. It's just so well done. I guess I can see that. I guess on that note, do people feel the same way about mindless self-indulgence in their straight-to-video album? Because the album was just entirely remixes of straight-to-video. Which I'm gonna say, I was a fan. But I'm curious if that had the same hate, I guess. I mean, not hate, but like, you get it, I guess. I just thought about it though. I guess it depends on what they did live. But for studio albums, with Paper Cut or Hybrid Theory, Paper Cut was their first song. So that was like their intro to like their pilot song. It's not a big deal or anything, but it's just interesting to think about because it is one of my favorites. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can get a couple bugs on the way back. I just need one more set of wings, and then this quest is done. And I can go turn in all these quests. Here we go, here's one.
Out of range.
Also, random tangent, because that's what I do. I guess y'all are okay with it, because y'all are still here. But I think, honestly, the crashing issue, it could be related to my Alienware software, because it is technically an Alienware laptop. There were some issues with it, and it got, like, forcibly removed by Windows, last year. And then I tried to reinstall it manually, and I eventually got it working. But I'm wondering if there's something in that conflicting with like the new drivers and stuff from NVIDIA or whatever. Because I haven't turned on like a specific like high performance mode that shuts down other stuff, right? And then turns the fans on max. And the crashes have seemed less. It could be just because I'm lucky or whatever. But it's interesting. Interesting. I did not know that Hybrid Theory was their name at first. That is a fun fact. Do I think ice would help? I feel like I'm missing the reference on that. If it's a heating situation, no. Because water.
It's too far away.
Okay, I guess I missed how that was relative. Because I do know what that is. But my ADHD brain has already forgotten what the context may be.
Out of range.
Oh, okay, boo. If only because, like, it could be a knee slapper. But things I want to say would probably get me demonetized at minimum, banned at worst. I was gonna make a joke, real craft punk, and say I listen to the voices in my head. But that's not true. It's just a joke. Like, I think for me, I'm okay with the pain, like you said. I think it's just because it's such a really sensitive subject right now. Hot topic, you know what I mean? And not the store. Still looking for that one extra set of wings. Also, I guess some of y'all do not want my rambling. So I did just see the viewer count drop. Amusing. Okay, I'm gonna manifest it. This one's gonna have the wings.
That spell is
Because I gave them Red Bull. Damn it. No.
out of range. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging.
Okay, finally! Got the last wing. Let's get out of here. think too, this is like all the quests that I currently have, except for the one to explore as a bird. And then whatever this is, I guess it's a bug. Like an actual bug I have to kill. I guess I feel like I failed to respond, Realcraft Punk. But what do you mean by what else do you listen to? Do you mean like music? I think that would make sense based on my context, but just double checking. Interesting how there's like a total texture difference right here. I wonder why. Like a square right here. Wild. I think they did. It was like last week, I think. Also, I'm curious, Lars. What do you think I should be doing instead? Like, let's say I do stop playing. What should I play instead? I'll get back to you, Craftpunk.
Nature favors those willing to learn its secrets. Adventurer.
That's good memory though, birds, too. I didn't remember until you called it out.
Nature is a powerful force traveler. Those who seek to subdue will never succeed in doing so permanently.
May the winds guide you, adventurer. You've returned. Did you receive the ancients' blessings?
And that's it? Okay. It's just like, get blessed. Scrub. It's interesting, they made a moonwell here. And it's like, it's got this plant in here. That's cool.
The druids protect me from the Naga and evil lost ones. In exchange, I teach them about the plants and animals of the marsh.
I wonder if Lars just came in to say that and left. I can't see who's here. Oh wait, maybe I can. No, I can't. I'm gonna take it that
We survived.
if I don't respond, then they probably just came in to say that and ran. Cause they like to stir the they like to stir the pot.
Thank you, adventurer. I will finally sleep comfortably at night. Were I not so old and weakened, I would deal with my own enemies. Take this gourd. It is not much, but your
interesting. Gave me new quests here, too.
cannot go unpaid. Soon after I escaped the Umbravan tribe, I holed up in a cave south of their village. Little did I know that the cave was being fought over by marsh beasts and spore men. I had to leave in a hurry and left behind a box containing my only worldly possessions. after managing to sneak out of Umberfell
Interesting.
with my
Yeah, new question
belongings.
too.
It was terrible irony that I would lose them so soon after. If you're willing to bring them back to me, I'll give you one of my very own personal items. What do you say, adventurer?
I've always liked sorting and organizing things. Ikayan's been telling me stories about what happened to him down in those caves, and I think it's just awful. You know, maybe we should do something to help out those poor Sporlocks. Ikayan says that they live there in the Thunder Cavern, but that the marsh beasts have recently invaded. Why don't you go down there and see if you can clear some of those marsh beasts out? It's just to the southwest.
Go in peace. Elune light your path.
Excellent. Keep bringing me more plant parts if you find any.
Goddess watch over you. Elune light.
Excellent. Keep bringing me more
How
plant
many more
parts if you
plant
find
parts?
any.
Do I have? That's all of them. Okay, interesting.
Goddess bless you.
Let's open these. Does this really sell for like 2 in the auction house? I doubt it, but I'll check.
The winds guide you.
The V.1 battery holders. Oh, you're printing battery holders. Got it.
In your
That makes
travels,
sense.
you might have encountered some of the expedition's watchers. They do the majority of the field work, documenting the unique inhabitants of the marsh, collecting samples, and making contact with sentient species. The safety of the watchers is paramount, adventurer. We've had to recall the watchers we sent to explore Thunder Cavern to the south because of marsh beast attacks. Warden Hamut believes that killing their leader, Lord Clock, will bring a swift end to the attacks.
Okay, and looks like all the quests I've gotten basically want me to go down here. Which is good, because that means I can do all the quests at the same time. I'm not having to like backtrack as much.
Ishiel expected some enemy opposition to her foray. I'll bet the Bloodscale will think twice about attacking expedition scouts again. Take this as a reward, adventurer. You've earned it.
Can't use any of these. I guess I'll take this one because adventures for the most.
Goodbye. I didn't like the Naga in Azeroth, and I like them less here. It's a real shame our mission could not remain a peaceful one. But you won't see me shedding tears for dead Naira. Here's your reward for taking care of the Dark Crest Vader, adventurer.
Cool, we're trucking along here. Just a couple more to turn in. Also, birds. I do like the gorillas too. So, hold on a second.
We Cenarian druids are the protectors
So,
of
like,
the mountain.
preview for Craft Punk. Gorillas is definitely.
Now that you've seen the symptoms of imbalance with your own
Cranberries is
eyes,
interesting
be mindful
though.
of them in your
I
travels.
only like one of their songs. And you can probably guess which one it is. So I remember being like, oh, let me get the rest of their stuff, try it and listen to it. Because I like this song so much. And I was surprised at what the rest of their stuff sounded like. Yes, birds. Indeed.
Greetings, adventurer. It is good you've decided to visit us. You rescued one of my druids. We could never repay you, adventurer. You have my thanks as well as that of the expedition.
This is not better than what I have. It would be maybe for a healer, but I'm not a healer.
The shark delight.
Have a seat, sister. The ravages of Zangarmarsh can take a lot out of a woman.
Ain't that the truth?
Till next we meet.
I do need to take a quick break though. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'll be back in like 5 less minutes. And then we'll do the crow quest, and then go south. Wrong one. and we're back. Return with pickles. Pro thing, that's right. Okay, and supposedly, like you said, I just sit here and get the quest done. Yeah, Gorilla's has a wide variety of music in that regard. I guess it's not like a lot of different genres, but there is like a couple, right? And depending on the era, or even like the album, there's definitely different vibes. There's a couple where I'm just like, whatever. But they have like really nice bangers too. Like the Plastic Beach album. Excuse me. Oh, here's that thing I was looking at before and like, what is this? I guess this is probably the entrance to the dungeons. Anyways, the Plastic Beach album, it's like a very good chill, mellow album. If you know what I mean. Yeah, Dare's a really good one. Definitely one of my top ones. Obviously, Clint Eastwood's a good one. M4A1. There's more. Because they have a lot, like, something about, like, the monkey's, like, a volcano over the monkey's head or whatever. But, to kind of go back to answer your question, music. I gravitate towards, like, metal, and, like, some of the really heavy and weird metal stuff, like deathcore, metalcore, and then, I guess, yeah,
Peace be with you.
I can be, like, into hip-hop and rap. I think that just kind of depends more on the artists and the album songs versus, like, a general thing where, like, I generally will enjoy most metalcore and deathcore.
May the stars guide you.
It is as I suspected. The Naga have set up pumping stations at all the major lakes in Zangarmarsh. They must be stopped if the marsh is to have a future. I cannot begin to comprehend why the Naga would drain the water out of their own habitat. What I do understand is a need to put a stop to their operations. These seeds carry with them the rage of the earth. Take them to the steam pumps operated by the Naga and use them on their controls. The vines that grow from the seeds will be as thick as your arm and as strong as iron. Go, adventurer. Restore the balance that the Naga have upset.
Go in peace.
Oh, this makes me feel like I'm putting potato up someone's tailpipe on their car. Gives me that kind of vibe. But also, I really enjoy, like, punk and stuff like that. Imagine that. The alt girl likes punk. I think we'll just go south. Because there are more quests down there. I could go back here, but I don't want to go back just to turn in one quest. And then we're not done. I'm also really into, like, electronic music. Various kinds of electronic music. Like, obviously, like, general house dance, but then also, like, EDM, had some like old school dubstep. I'm really into like breakcore, drum and bass, synthwave. What else? Hardcore hardstyle. Hardcore hardstyle was actually one of my first introductions to like electronic music and EDM. So it's one of my favorites still. What else? I enjoy like a good jazz, good funk, you know what I mean? I can be into country, but that's what I'll say about that. I do have some artists I enjoy, but it's mostly from like nostalgia and stuff, I guess, probably. What else? I could pull up Spotify because I have like a playlist for every genre that I have a good amount of music that I have found to put into it. So I mean, classical music can be good too. I like a good classical song. And I remember hearing that there was like an interesting overlap with people who enjoy like metal and classical music. Like, if someone likes metal, they sometimes usually also like classical music and vice versa. It's a little interesting. With that said, I'm curious, Bird, how's the weather been? I remember you've been dealing with some interesting weather recently. And I don't know if it's related, because you said your storm was going like northeast, but we've had some serious storms down here too recently. And it got really cold too, like it got down to like the 50s. And normally it's like 70 at night. Interesting. I mean, I guess to be fair, it may have just been like a weird like correlation versus causation thing. And there's just like overlap, but it's not like super defined, I guess, if that makes sense. On the notion of metal, do you have any like favorite bands? I mean, I guess you probably do. Damn, how's that hail go for you? You get hail often, Birds? Because of my location, we don't get a lot, we hardly ever get snow. Like, it's like once in a decade or two thing. But we do get hail, and hail can be pretty brutal for us because it can get really big really quick. It's not like an all the time thing, but when it happens, it's kind of concerning. Interesting, I honestly don't think I've heard of those bands. But to be fair, I haven't branched out to a lot of new bands, in quite a while. Don't know if I can loot this corpse. I guess not. Interesting. I'll have to try and remember to take a look. 'Cause I think I could use some new music. I'm kind of leaning on some old stuff right now just because everything's so stressful right now. With the move and everything. So it's nice to have like comfort music, but I could definitely use some new metal and stuff. Okay, so when you say great vocals, can you elaborate? Say, from my understanding or perspective, great vocals for metal can mean various different things. Can I make this jump? I do not think I can make this jump. I mean, like, just heavy stuff in general is good for me. 'Cause I do like heavy in general, like, rock, metal, etc. So that's still good. Also, does this count? Chat, does this count? Does this count? Do these rocks count? 'Cause we're in a cave. Are we technically in the marsh? Do these count as boulders? It's gotta be up to y'all if these count as boulders. And in particular, if they count as boulders in the marsh.
Pathetic to fight your own battles.
I mean, that could be good too. I mean, it's not that kill switch engage, for example, is pop metal. But to the other part of like clean vocals, you know what I mean? Like that's still a thing too. I don't think that having unclean vocals is a hard requirement for metal, especially like death metal in metalcore, deathcore. I guess maybe some people could argue differently. And I could be persuaded, but that's my opinion for now. Maybe I should make a poll to see if we believe these rocks count as boulders for the swamp. I guess. I mean, people will keep anything, and then I agree it's stupid. I guess silly in your words, but yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. Okay, the poll is live. Go ahead and add your votes. Because, like, on one hand, we are in the marsh. On the other hand, we're in a cave. So, like, does it really count? It can, but I'm not sure. God bless birds, yes. I have all sorts of poles and rods and staves. Did I just loop? I think I just looped. How are you supposed to get down there? I think it could just be easier for me to fall down and then find my way back up. The whole start at the end of the maze and find your way to the beginning trick.
That spell is
Okay, the named NPC should show up here at some point.
That's still recharging.
Also, I'm not sure what I expected. Hold on. Seeing if they're doing this and we can just group up. And just in time, check that out. What I was gonna say is I wasn't sure what I expect. But the poll's totally 50-50. This doesn't help me, unfortunately. Oh hey, skeleton. I haven't seen one of those in a while. And that's it. If they were still doing more, it would have been nice to stay in the group, but they may just be leaving instead. You got the result you wanted. I mean... I am a goth, so... Technically, it works on multiple levels. At the very least, the respawn rate on these is pretty quick. Because goddamn, there are a lot of people here killing them. Okay, well, I'll let the poll run for a bit longer. But we might have an answer. I guess I'll leave the poll until I leave the cave. That seems fair.
I'm out of range.
And appropriate.
That's still recharging. Okay, looks like I just need a couple more. Of one of them, because there's like 2 different types. Also, these people are totally still here, totally still doing the quest. And they left the group just to make everything difficult for everyone. Great. Whatever. It's not a big deal, but all 3 of us are clearly doing the quest. So, by like kicking me out of the group, they've just extended their own grinding, because I'm competing with them. That spell isn't
Whatever. I'll get over it. I only need 1 more lurker. Where are you, Ixie? Does that count?
That's still recharging.
Okay, there's one all the way over there. Well, Birds, there was actually a funny joke I was gonna make. Oh shit. Well. It is what it is. But I was gonna make a joke around that. So in that... Bleh. I was going to make a joke in that, like, category. Okay, well, we're just gonna walk up, I guess. Okay, there we go.
That's still recharging.
Okay, we can finally get out of here. I don't know if it's funnier. Mine was more sassy, I guess. And I guess better as subjective. Okay, I guess I'm not just walking out here, but should be quick. Okay, actually, I want to take a screenshot of this. Of these. Bitch. Ugh. Totally ruining my picture. There. Okay, we'll go with that. Okay, I'm about to leave the cave. And then I can end the poll. And officially out of the cave. Okay, let's end the poll. Okay, there were 2 votes for yes and 1 vote for no, and I vote for no, so it's a tie. But real talk, instead, I am a believer of democracy, even if I am not a fan of the results. So we will go with those were some nice boulders, and we have officially found boulders in Zangarmarsh. I honestly didn't think it'd take this long to find boulders, though. Because at first I was just making a joke off of Shrek. But apparently not. Because if I can't win, nobody can. Everyone must suffer with me. Not really. It was just a joke. Hence why I went with the Democratic answer. You could argue that my vote counts. But I'd say this is a point where my vote does not count. Because I was explicitly asking for a tiebreaker. And I could go either way to begin with. Like, technically that was the thing. So, with y'all leaning towards yes, then it answers my question. It like breaks my tiebreaker. There you go. Okay, the question I have here is, do I need to bring out the item to do this, or can I just right click it? Looks like I'll have to use the item. Okay. Oh, I did not like that. I guess that's it. The drain schematics was supposed to drop from the overseers, but I guess it's a random drop. Hi, Risen. Yes, it is still technically good evening for me. It is 3:30 in the morning, but it is still technically nighttime for me, because my sleep schedule is fun. With that in mind though, Resin, how have you been? I see, I forget your explicit time zone. Cause I was gonna ask if you worked late. But I forget if it's like 4 o'clock for you, or if it's like 8 o'clock for you. Yeah. I guess I'm a little late to saying this, but if you liked that we finally found a boulder in Zangarmarsh, go ahead and smash that like button, because it's been like 2 sessions worth to finally find one. Yes, Frozen, I have. I have indeed. I've done it for even longer. Not exactly proud of it. Unless I'm just like decompressing, and this is how I'm decompressing. But I don't know if that's what you're referencing here.
think what I'm gonna do is go to the refuge, turn in these quests, go here, hit this up, and then go turn in this quest. And then I'm guessing hopefully some quests will send me west. Worst case scenario, I'll get my quest up here, I think. Also true, we have been getting a lot of rain the past couple days. It's been nice just to sleep with the rain and thunder, or just work with it too. It's very relaxing. I see resin though. As long as it's just decompressing, that's fine. Yeah, I feel that. I've just maybe had sometimes where I literally just stare at the wall because I don't know what to do, and my brain's just so frazzled, to put it lightly. Luckily I don't do that too much anymore. Maybe not luckily, because I worked on my mental health. Imagine that. But yeah, I'm definitely a person who needs like some time to just literally disconnect and decompress and like basically like hit a reset button, right? And it's like I can rest, quote unquote, but it helps a lot to like completely like remove all stimulus and then kind of just relax for a bit, regain some energy, and then come back to, as it were, reboot the senses. It's also a reason why I really enjoy my noise cancellation headphones. I can't have them functioning all the time because I have to hear my cats whenever they're maybe being rowdy and other stuff, right? But when I just need things to be quiet, it does help. Good lord, I love my kitties. But Princess in particular, she loves to yell. She will yell for like an hour straight. And like, for what? To open the garage door so she can hang out in the garage. Like, that's literally it. And it's just like, oh my god, girl, please be quiet. I need to focus at work. So the sound cancellation totally helps with that. Mage is either AoE farming or running away. Looking more like AoE farming. Oh, check it. Got the drain schematics.
The schematics you've obtained show an underground system of drains and pumps that connect the lakes in the region to Serpent Lake. If the schematics are correct, there is a giant drain in the center of Serpent Lake. Confirm this and bring the news to Cenarian Refuge.
Totally had to fight the spawn from that gnome when they did the same quest versus them having to fight it. Whatever.
Okay, I totally skipped this step here. I wanted to go back to the refuge in order to turn this quest. Quests. Interesting though, the drain schematics that I just got is turned in over here, according to what it says. So technically this worked out. Now that we did find the boulder too, my next question is if there are any ogres out here. I don't think I've seen any ogres yet, just swamp monsters. And I guess if we find a donkey, that would complete the meme. Okay, let's turn these in.
What brings you here?
You have my gratitude, adventurer, and that of the Watchers. They will be heartened to hear that they can continue their work to the south without fear of attack.
Ancestors watch over.
I am honored.
Good. Those marsh beasts have no right to invade the home of the Sporelocks. It would be better if these creatures would learn to live in harmony, but when that's not possible, we'll be here to take care of the situation. Here, please take one of these as thanks for your help.
Interesting. This has sockets, and I guess I don't know how good the bonuses can be for those sockets, but at a glance, even with the socket bonus, my current armor is just way better. So unless I get like a lot of spell power, my current one's way better.
Akal Hekta, luck to you.
My things, they're all here. I thank you, adventurer. As promised, I'll let you pick one of the items for yourself. I don't have much to offer, but my people have always shared what little we have.
Okay, my options are some Ikean boots, like the person's name Ikean. They're boots, they're pauldrons, some refuge armor, which could be interesting, and then mud-encrusted boots. Like, the name of mud-encrusted boots is a choice. But also these are not worth. My crafted boots are better. I'm gonna hold on to this for a little bit. If anyone can tell me, like knows more about sockets, and can tell me that this would be worth it, versus what I currently have, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably just sell or disenchant it. Also, I'm supposed to turn in this quest here. Drain schematics. It says, return to Ysail Windsinger at Cenarian Refuge. And this is it, right? Questie's not showing them though. Uh-oh. Sure. Here you go, Craft Punk. Once you do that, I'm gonna nibble on this pickle. And so like at a baseline, it's not, it's worse than what I have. But I don't know if the sockets could somehow make it way better. Right. It's definitely better at a glance, but I'm just, again, like the jewels, right? Gonna look up this character really quick, though. Where they are. Okay, where are you supposed to be? They're supposed to be all the way on top? Or something. They're at the, oh, okay. They're out here. It's this person. I see, good to know. Thank you.
Go in peace.
Excuse me? What? Oh, there's totally, oh my god. Okay. I have to go look at it first. Oh. Okay, whatever. It helps to read the quest. Just like reading the card, explain the card. That's good to know, Craft Punk, that could be an option. I forget that commands like that exist.
Why does everyone automatically assume I know tailoring and cooking?
Because it's true. With all this in mind though, it is too late for me tonight, but next time I will probably start doing the pens. Cause I think I could have started doing that at 61. I wanted to wait till at least 62, and I did hit 62, and then forgot about it. And now I'm 63, so I think I'm good enough level to do it. And I hear it's supposed to be pretty quick. Like 30 minutes, 45 minutes at worst. Maybe I'll eat those words. Okay, let's go ahead and get that exploration done.
Interesting. Are you saying that Horlocks can solo just like if you're a high enough level? Or like I could solo it right now? Bruh! Bruh! These bitches are like sharks. Oh! You start hurting one and or whatever, and there's blood in the water, and now they're all here. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was something. Interesting. I do have Eye of Kilrog. Can you explain to me why? Is there like a short explanation of how that works? If it's like really complicated, then like don't worry about it. But I am curious. Interesting. I think I still want to probably do it the real way. At least once. After that though, I might do something like that just to like grind the item. Well, here it is. It's a series of tubes. I guess I probably maybe shouldn't be doing this. Just because there's nothing to gain. But I am interested. Why is this macro not working?
How generous.
I don't know, I guess it's just underwater, whatever.
If only I hadn't twisted my ankle coming into this place, I'd be in there with my friends.
Oh, it's supposed
Now
to
that I
ankles
think about
suck.
it, maybe it's better than out here. You have to help me. We were sent here by Isiel to investigate the mystery of the steam hunts, and why they're being used to drain the water from the marsh. But my friends split up, and went on recklessly without me. Those four can be such jerks sometimes, but I love them anyway. That is why
Okay,
I
dude.
need you to discover what became of them. Though I fear the worst. Seek them in both the slave pens and the underbah. Thank you, adventurer.
This is cool though. I guess it's like a really big torch of some kind. But hot damn, look at this. I love a good waterfall. Holy fuck. This is cool. Oh, I guess I can't go in here. Okay. That is cool though. And apparently there's spiders here. Cause there's totally spider webs over here.
Interesting, I see. I guess it makes sense that it's blocked off, but... Shit, how did I get in here? I came in through here. Okay, we're trying. Okay. Someone didn't make it. Okay. Something, dead men tell no tales. Oh, okay, cool, that's right. I do remember that mention. They announced it like last week. Honestly though, I was about to walk back. I'm pretty close to this place. So I think I'm just gonna go swim over here. And get that flight path. Another skeleton. Interesting. And this is like, I don't know. Someone smarter than me needs to help me out here. Or we'll figure it out eventually. I guess. Maybe through PvP. I have no idea what skeleton this is correlated to. There's like no information online on this skeleton. So like one of my main guesses is if someone's corpse like becomes a skeleton and like something happens with like the creation or something of it, right? It goes into like that default pose or something. But I honestly have no idea. The only one I have not been able to identify. On the notion of the raid going live next week, or next month rather, it does mean that even though I'm still catching up, I'll probably be able to do some of the raids and stuff, right? I was a little concerned that I would be taking too long, and then I would not hit 70 before we even go over Wrath or whatever, but I think I'll get there. Probably in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully before I move. But we'll see.
Welcome to the Orbar Harborage, friend. You have nothing to fear. If Anchorite Ahorn counts you a friend, then you may prove trustworthy. Please forgive my wariness, traveler, but it is often all that stands between my people and death.
I mean,
you are welcome to shelter among us.
There are technically like a whole bunch of different races in retail, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some kind of issue with that. Where's the fight path? Right here.
Where would you like to fly to?
I was going to make an interesting observation that could have been relative. Because I remember they had mentioned that they had done something with like their backend databases, and infrastructure to have it shared databases with like other versions of WoW. And that's why they had like a lot of downtime at one point. And the reasoning I bring that up is that could have been like why there's extra corpses from other races that don't exist, right, in Classic. But that happened whenever they were going into TBC, which was like February or whatever this year. I remember explicitly seeing those skeletons though, before TBC in Classic Fresh, like the 20th anniversary WoW. So that kind of throws that out of the window. Also, this guy has a cool helmet.
Tim, but to my friends, I am the
Timmy!
specialist. Buds, buds, buds. The marsh is full of them, and my companions here seem obsessed with them. Well, I've had it with the buds. Something far more intriguing has captured my interest. To the west, there is a village of lost ones who call themselves the Daggerford.
Good to know.
The whole tribe consists of highly specialized assassins. I've noticed them mixing and using a particularly potent kind of poison. I'm dying to know more about the poison, but that's going to require a copy of the recipe and a sample vial.
I'm trying to figure out what faction these guys are, because apparently they look unhappy with me. I'm not sure why. But to your point, Craftpunk, if I do find a guild like that, that would be amazing. Because I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'll fucking do it again. I really, really want to do AQ. I've said it before again. Stillithid is one of my favorite areas. The Stillithid is one of my favorite, like, species in Azeroth. And I have never, ever done the dungeons and raids here. I don't believe I said no to the rating or whatever. I may have said it for something else.
Must remember the
Oh, no might be for... I was talking about skeletons. Skeletons and the WoW backend databases. Nerd stuff. Oh yeah, the loss of casualty. I see, and I was hoping to get to 70 by the time TBC came out for 20th anniversary, but at the same time I didn't want to rush myself. Also, at the same time, my ISP has been killing me the past 6 months. So I definitely didn't get this to 60, and didn't get to experience it. But that's also where I am interested in playing Era, because then in theory, Era would still be playing those dungeons and raids, because those are the only raids and dungeons, right?
The small band of broken you see here is a mission from a larger settlement in Nagran. The Korinai, as we call ourselves, are broken who desire to reunite with our Draenei brothers. My group has come here to strengthen Korinai ties to the Draenei of Tel'Redor. If the Zangarmarsh ogres have their way, this temple will not stand much longer.
Snap! There's ogres here.
Cleared the hewn bog of its towering mushrooms and draw ever closer to our refuge. If you would call yourself
all we need now are donkeys. Or it's a donkey. And we'll hit the trio.
The Korinai and the Draenei don't always see eye to eye, particularly on the issue of the lost ones. hands. We are content to help the lost ones who seek us out.
What's this?
But we won't pursue them. Some Draenei
Look at this guy.
are intent
Look
on
at their hair.
redeeming them all. However,
You think they have
there are
gel?
times when even the lost ones go too far, such as the Daggerfen in their village to the west. They dabble in poisons and deceit, arts that come unnaturally to us. We must put an end to this before the vile Daggerfen can extend their influence.
Wanted. Chieftain Lomaki, leader of the foul and degenerate Lost One tribe of the Daggerfen, for his brutal attacks against the Oriwa Harborage. The chieftain and his band of assassins are responsible for the deaths of
Shit, I
numerous
hit the wrong one.
Draenei and Draenei, and should
I
only
hit the
be
Hellfire
approached by
Peninsula.
seasoned combatants.
But hopefully request
Travelers
stuff
are
will drop me
advised to
off
avoid the
with
Daggerfen
mushrooms.
village area to the west of the Oribor Harborage. To claim the bounty, present proof of the Chieftain's demise to Ikuti.
I guess at the end of the day, Craftpunk and Logic Casualty, for AQ, it's not even a desire to like play it because it's an amazing raid or anything like that. I mean, maybe it is. I just don't know. But it's mostly just a desire because I never got to do it. It seemed really cool. Yeah, and so I just like really want to do it for that reason. And it may be possible I'll do it once and be like, okay, cool. I'm never doing this again. That was horrible. But if I never get a group, then it'll just be dreams, right? But that's where Era comes in eventually, maybe. I'm sure it may be possible, I'm not sure, but it may be possible at a certain point to get a couple of y'all together, and we can just do it at that point if we wanted to, but that's a problem for future Nicole.
Welcome to Telrador Adventurer. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you, Adventurer. At least you don't have to clean them. That's the worst job of the lot. But once it's done, you'd never know they were attached to a giant insect.
Also, you are true, Craftpunk. Especially, like, I can show you. My orc definitely has one. Yeah, if they do Classic Plus, I'm definitely, I mean, unless Classic Plus just seems absolutely boring to me, because of the changes they do or whatever, unless that happens, right? Classic Plus will probably be, I'll jump on that. But if not, then Era's always there. Well, it may not always be there, but you get it.
May your days be long, and your hardships few.
Welcome to Telrador Adventurer. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
Dionis Aka.
Okay, let's see, can I get down again? Get down tonight? Get down from here really quick. Because then I can just quickly hop over here and turn in that quest. And that'll be like all that I have on me right now. Awesome. Got here just in time. And then next time I will queue up for pens and then or like do these quests out here. I was a little hesitant to say that I would play Season Discovery. And I think originally that's just because I never played like original WoW. Until now, right? And now that I have a better feeling for it, I would be more willing to play Season of Discovery if I did it again. I guess that on the AQ note, literal worst case scenario, I could just watch a VOD of someone who did it, and just cry myself to the fact that this is the best I'm gonna get. I joke, but that could be an option if, like, I really just want to go see it happen, right? Also, I do see my ISP starting to fluctuate a little bit right now.
Greetings.
Right, and one thing I remember reading as well, or hearing, was Season of Discovery, was that there was a lot of, like, unique builds. I think you had, like, certain classes could tank that would never tank, normally. And there were some spells and talents and stuff that wouldn't have gotten used normally. But because of, like, the changes in Season of Discovery, they became much more useful and interesting. So... And some people say that Season of Discovery was like their trial run. Excuse me, in some water. Some people were saying that Season of Discovery was like their trial run for a Classic Plus style. Like they're testing out like what people may be interested in, what worked well, what didn't. So when they do go to Classic Plus, in theory, they can take the things that worked well and implement them in some way to Classic Plus without implementing the things that didn't work well, right? Beta testing for Classic Plus at that point.
Light your path.
The Naga have turned Serpent Lake into a giant war sink
What are
for the
these?
rest of Zangarmarsh. What could they possibly be doing? You've done well in bringing this news to us, adventurer. We will send a team to investigate this drain you've discovered. I have a different task for you in the meanwhile.
Okay, this cloak and ring are not helpful to me. Let's see, this one... I gain mana, but lose spell power. Useless. I think technically this is better than my blue ring. I will lose some intellect. I guess spirit, I don't care though. Bonus healing doesn't really matter to me, unless that technically applies to Healthstone, but I don't know if it does. I gain critical strike. Cool, we'll go with that then.
The Cenarian Expedition has become a large organization with a good degree of autonomy. These events are important enough that we need to warn the Cenarian Circle. Do not worry, I will not ask you to travel back to Moonglade. We have emissaries as nearby as Hellfire Peninsula.
Goddess, watch over.
Okay, I guess they want me to go back to here. We'll just go do that. We're right here. Because there's no quick flight path over there. It's no big deal. Because I'm just gonna heart back on them. If I remember correctly, I thought there was like a warlock tank as well. But maybe I'm thinking of rogue. To your point, because I remember when I was making my rogue, it might have been like, you can tank. But then it was Season of Discovery. And I know this isn't the same, but it does remind me of it when you mentioned the adding spells from TBC and Lich King and then the rogue tank. I think I've said it before, but during Wrath, I did a Death Knight Frost tank. Because I think Death Knights could tank, but most people did Unholy, and Blood, or rather Blood primary, Unholy secondary. But I did Frost primary with dual wielding and Unholy secondary. And I miss it. It was definitely unique. Okay, here we go.
The extent of the corruption in Outland is truly astonishing, adventurer. The news you bring about the Naga activity in Zangarmarsh is dire. Isiel was wise in sending word to us. She hasn't forgotten that the expedition cannot exist without the Circle's support. Return to Isiel and let her know that help will be extended to her as soon as is possible. Affairs in Moonblade and Solithus have kept our members occupied, but we will do our best to send the necessary resources to the Cenarian Refuge.
Be careful.
I guess I'm a messenger, so I'm just going back and forth. Okay. Interesting, okay. So maybe I was remembering Warlock as well. Because it could have just been the rogues, right? But I feel like I remember seeing stuff about it when looking up Warlock stuff. Technically, I was looking up, Robo Classic and TBC Classic, builds, but the SOG stuff comes up in results sometimes. So I think I remember, like, oh, how do you get that talent? Or how do you get that spell? And then I'd be like, oh, it's SOD only. And then that makes sense. It's a gathering of the ancients right here. Interesting.
You are a welcome sight, adventurer. Matters at the Cenarian Refuge have only gotten worse since you left.
Okay, if none of these are helpful, I will sell this one.
Go in peace.
Things have gotten worse, and then they tell me nothing. Okay. Weird. Don't leave me hanging, girl.
Have you honed your skills enough to learn what I have to teach?
Go in peace.
Okay, I think that's it though. Let's go ahead and recall. Recall. Total recall. I should watch that sometime soon. It's stuck in my head. Okay though, it do be after 4 AM, so we're gonna go ahead and slide into this. That was a pretty good session though. Got a lot of the questing done, basically all of the east, and I guess most of like middle Zangarmarsh is done now. Next session, I'm definitely gonna go signing up for the pens, and then do questing and/or the questing, right? So if you want to see the pens, go ahead and tune in next time, because I'm going to be prioritizing that. With that in mind, though, it's always fun talking with y'all. Glad to see you, Real Craft Punk. Your knowledge is really helpful too, because I'll be real, I hate looking up like everything, not because I don't like looking up stuff, but because there's like spoilers and like I guess other biases and stuff like that. So I appreciate your more unbiased opinion. Without giving me like all the spoilers and stuff. It's good to see you again, Lots of Casualty. Been pretty busy, but it's good to see you. And then Birds, it's always good to see you too. I love your jokes. And I guess Lars. They may be a reoccurring character coming in to say stop wasting my life. We'll see. Yeah. But cool, so go ahead and give a like if you enjoyed it, or if you enjoy the fact we finally found a boulder, a nice boulder, in Zangarmarsh. We're gonna go see ogres next time too. So we're getting the memes in. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see it as well, because I will try to stream tomorrow, as long as my ISP lets me, and if not, you know, Friday. So, yeah. If it's daytime, have a good day. If it's nighttime, have a good evening, and I'll see y'all then. Bye! So, I did just sign off, but I'll sneak it in here. Thanks, Ixie, for the resources. Definitely helps with the tailoring at this point.